This is the video complement to Chapter 3 of my Home IT Handbook, which you can download for free at WiFiGuy.net, the site that helps you go from computer novice to home IT guru. In this video, we're going to cover how to connect to your new wireless router's web interface, log in, and change the admin password. Before we get started, let's get familiar with some of the ports on the back of the wireless router. Of course, you're going to have the port for the AC power outlet. You're going to have an on-off switch. Some routers that support WPS will have a button so you can connect other devices to your wireless router using WPS. If something goes wrong with the router or your configuration and you want to start all over again, you can always use the reset button. It'll either be a button or it'll be a little hole you can stick a pin in. Some wireless routers give you the option to turn the Wi-Fi on or off. Just about all wireless routers will have at least one USB port to plug in printers and external hard drives. The ports that are all grouped together are going to be your LAN ports, meaning your local area network ports. These are the ports that you use to connect your local network devices to. Now, this is a DSL router which connects to a DSL modem, which is why it says ADSL. If it connects to a broadband modem, this will be an Ethernet port and it'll say WAN on it. To configure the wireless router, of course, we have to connect to it somehow. Wireless routers offer a multitude of ways to connect to it to do the initial configuration. You can usually connect using Wi-Fi, an Ethernet cable, and some wireless routers will provide a barcode you can use to do the initial configuration with your smartphone. Instead of getting all caught up in multiple proprietary ways of connecting to the wireless router, I'm going to stick with the most straightforward way, which is common to all wireless routers, and that's the good old-fashioned Ethernet cable. So, to get started, you simply want to connect an Ethernet cable to one of your computers and the other end to your wireless router. Now, when connecting to the wireless router, you want to make sure you connect that cable to one of the LAN ports and not the WAN port. Now, if you watch my first video, you may be able to detect a small problem here. And the problem is this computer is on a different network from the wireless router. The wireless router comes with a configuration out of the box set to 192.168.1.1. And until now, your computer has been on the 192.168.0 network. Now this 0 and this 1 over here means that these two devices are on separate networks. So referring back to video 1 again, what we're going to do is we're going to use the magic of DHCP to fix this problem. We're simply going to make sure that our computer is set up to pick up DHCP addresses, reboot it, and when it comes back up, the wireless router will recognize that it's a new device and give it an IP address on its network, which means we can open up a web browser and type in the wireless router's IP address or a web page to connect to it. It'll either be an IP address, something like this, or it'll be a website address like this. These little website addresses are specially configured to search for the wireless router and connect to it. Now, if you don't know what the IP address is, you might be able to find it on a plate on the bottom or the back of the router. And if you still can't find it, you can always Google default router passwords. Now, the site I like to use for this is called Mobi. It has a huge selection of wireless routers. Once you have all your stars aligned correctly, it's time to log in to the wireless router. The first thing you want to do when you connect to your wireless router is to change your admin password. Your admin password is the password you use to connect and configure your wireless router. This is not the same thing as your wireless passphrase, which you use to connect to the Wi-Fi. You'll normally find the place to do this under a section called Administration. Administration is typically considered an advanced function on most wireless routers. So let's go to Advanced, and then System Tools, and then Administration. Okay, so if the security of your home wireless network is important to you, you want to make sure you use a secure password. Okay, using your street address, your pet's name, or your phone number is not a secure password. Bill Johnson is not a secure password. So here's an example of a secure password. That is a good example of a secure password. So let's just go with this. Now, of course, you're thinking, well, this is going to be next to impossible to remember. That's why I recommend the use of a password program like LastPass to remember these things for you. So let's go ahead and put that password in here. Then confirm it. And then save it. And then try it out. Okay, now if you're using LastPass, this thing will pop up here, and you can click Update to add it to your list of passwords. And you should be good. Thanks for watching. This video is one section of the much more complete video above. These videos are part of a video series I'm creating to complement my free ebook, The Home IT Handbook. You can download it for free in the link below. I hope you got something out of this one. If you did, please do the YouTube doink-de-doink.